Welcome back to L&D Home. If you are new to our channel, welcome. Today we are going to be doing a fridge clean out, kind of rearrange, reorganize, and we're going to be working in the pantry a little bit to get this kitchen right. If you're like me, I am absolutely terrible at cleaning out my fridge. Like if something's obviously old, yes, we'll get rid of it. But sometimes there's stuff in there that I'm like, oh, is that still in there? And like, let's be real, stuff spills and like I don't automatically clean it up. So that's what we're dealing with today. We're going to be throwing some expired things away or just things that are not good anymore. And we're going to be giving everything a nice good scrub because there are definitely lots of spots and stains and things that spilled that have just been like sitting there over time. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to let you guys vibe a little bit and then we're going to come back and talk about exactly what we are doing. Before I let you go, let me know in the comments down below, how often do you clean out your fridge? Like you're wiping it down with cleaner or whatever you're using. I am interested to know.
Sometimes when I'm thinking about us, before we got lost and we parted, back to back we would carry on and we'd do anything for what we started.
I'm also curious if your family is like mine and leftovers become trash because I dumped out a lot of leftovers on this day because it's like we just don't like eat them again. Like I saved them because like, well, I'm not just gonna like toss it, but then they just end up sitting there for like ever. One thing I really want to do this year is focus on reusing those leftovers, like in other meals or lunches or something like that, because they are just not getting eaten, and then that just seems very wasteful. And here's my problem: if I buy like a little bit, then it's like there's not enough food for everybody. And then I end up buying too much, and then we have leftovers that never get consumed. So my goal for this year is to be more mindful when I'm buying things, but also figure out a way to use those leftover items and like meals, snacks, whatever, so that they don't just end up in the trash pile.
We could break, I'm running dry, everything's the same. We'll try tonight, this time we're not safe and sound, not safe and sound. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. Sometimes when I'm reasoning about us, I know you got me, it's so effortless. Back to back we would carry on.
I also always have a heck of a time getting the drawer in and out. Like whenever I do clean the fridge, like look, I'm struggling. I don't know, it just doesn't want to go in and out very well. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. It's like a user error, I'm sure, but I struggle with it every single time I take any of these drawers out to get them like back in on like that initial track. It happens every time. So my original plan was to put everything back like the way that it was. I just wanted to give everything a good clean, throw away anything that like wasn't needed. So you're seeing me right now putting everything back the way it had been. And then I decided, you know what? I don't like that anymore. I'm going to switch it up because we don't have a lot of space. And since I want to focus on those leftovers, that did not fit up there. I was really hoping that was going to fit up there. It did not. But since we do have the issue with the leftovers, I wanted them to be like more easily seen because usually the leftovers are like on the bottom on top of those two drawers that you see. And I don't think anyone's really looking down there because those drawers are like, it's like butter and like things we use for baking and like it's not like everyday like items. So I was like, okay, I want to rearrange. Look at that. Yeah, that's nasty. I want to rearrange it so that the leftovers are like, they pop to your eye when you open the fridge. So you know, like, oh, I can eat that. We have that. I should probably warm that up before we have to throw it away. So this is where I decided, okay, I'm going to start rearranging things a little bit and not like just clean out the fridge like I originally had planned.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of
One thing
stuff
I
you
do to save money is I make my own coffee. I used to buy Stoke coffees. These are actually Stoke coffee containers. Like, gross. I need to clean these more. But I make my own coffee because I want my coffee iced. I want it cold. And if I like make it in the morning, for one, that takes just a ton of time. I do not have a programmable coffee pot anymore because it broke and then I just bought a cheap one. But for two, it's hot. It's like not cold and I don't want hot coffee when I'm going to work. So one tip that I use to like save money is I make my own coffee, I brew it, and then I pour it into those two Stoke containers. So that way I have coffee throughout the week. And usually only once throughout the week do I have to brew more coffee. Probably like on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I usually brew more coffee and then I do it once on the weekends. And that just saves me a ton of money because I have to have my daily coffee. I do not stop at Starbucks and do all of that stuff because I just cannot afford that. I don't even know how people do it all the time. Like, it's not in my budget. And also buying Stoke coffees gets kind of expensive too. So if you love coffee, I would highly suggest just brewing your own coffee, popping it in the fridge so you can make your morning coffee and you don't have to worry about how much you are spending.
for me, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. You cross them more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted. We keep on talking from body to body.
If you're wondering where I'm going with all of these drawers and shelves and things, I'm going to the sink. It's like a pain to like go like back and forth. So the shelves I did clean in the sink. Most of the drawers I just cleaned right here. Like, look at that. This little thing that goes over the light. Clearly we spilled some water on that. Like, clearly. But I'm just going to the sink with the drawers. And if you are wondering, this is not Kool-Aid that I've moved to the door. This is actually like flavored water. I hate water. I hate the taste of water. I think it's funky. I do not drink enough water. Like, hands down, do not. My tattoo artist just recently told me, like, oh my God, you're swelling up so bad. You should drink some water because I don't. Like, she was like, when's the last time you had water? And I was like, probably like 2 days ago. Like, there's water in my coffee. I am that person and I have to get better at drinking water. So one thing I do to help me is I do like flavored water packets from Walmart because I will drink water more frequently if it does not taste like water. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but we all have our own quirks and things, and not liking the taste of water is definitely one of my things.
Getting closer to just being nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love.
It never fails how gross and disgusting the spot at the bottom is. I don't even know how, because our drawer goes like almost all the way down and there's like a tiny little gap like underneath. But every time I clean the fridge, this is by far like the grossest spot like in the entire fridge. Like, I don't know look at that. How did that even collect underneath that drawer? No idea. Let me know if yours is like that, but mine is always the absolute worst at the bottom. Okay, so fridge is done. It's cleaned and I did rearrange a little bit. I put the water on the door. I need to fill that one up, but I put the water on the door so it was just easier to like grab. I got our normal condiments, same place that they were. I just kind of moved them up a little bit. And then some of the ones we don't use as much, some sauces and stuff that are open. This stuff we don't hardly ever use at all. I use like the garlic to cook sometimes, but like we don't really use that stuff very much. And then I did move this shelf up since the water things, sorry about that, the water things weren't on there anymore. And I do feel like this gives us more space because now I've got my coffees right here. We can still like stack stuff on here. We can't put anything super heavy because it'll like bend it in, but we can put stuff on top of there. And then the leftovers are more like seen because the leftovers were like down here and nobody was eating them. Probably because you couldn't really like see them. So now I have them on top so people know what we have for leftovers. And then it does give us more room. So we have that little space. We have this whole little part right there. And we can put some stuff up there. Maybe like a basket with some fruit in it. I like my fruit cold. I don't like my fruit room temp. So maybe something like that. But that's what we got. Now I'm going to clean the outside of the fridge because I don't think you're going to be able to like tell. But like there is like crusty stuff like all in the handle from like touching it. You can see kind of like right there. Oh, what is not wanting to close? Oh, there it goes. Oh, nope. Oh no. I swear I tested this. It's not wanting to close all the way. I don't know if it's this, because these are bigger than like my coffee things. It's not wanting to like lock all the way, so I'm kind of like, okay, what is in the way? And you know, you can't really tell like what's hitting, so I'm gonna put you in there actually. So, oh, sorry. So bending the little legs on my camera. I'm gonna put you in there and close the door, and then you can tell me what is in the way. I don't know why I didn't think about the fact the light was going to go off. I went back to check the video, and I'm like, the light's going off. So I guess it's these that's pushing into that shelf. That's the only thing I could think, unless it's this because it's up higher and it's like sticking out some. It's just really hard to tell. Like, that shouldn't be hitting anything. I think it truly is. Like, because you can kind of see there's like a little bit of a gap. It's not sealing very well. I really do think it's these containers. So it might be time to look for some new containers, I guess. Ones that are shorter, because I don't think it's the shelf. Maybe it is. I mean, like, these are in here. So, oh, I thought we had this all figured out. I hate that for us, because then if I move like this up, I could, but then we're gonna lose like some of this space. So I might try that real fast and see if it shuts better. So I did move it around a little bit, and it is shutting better. I don't like this as much, as my coffee's not as easily accessible, but it is like shutting better. Like, now it's like actually like closing. So that's what we got there. I just moved this up a little bit. So we still have room down here. It's not quite as much room though, because we're now losing this upper space. But we do have some room down there now. Our pantry did not need nearly as much love as the fridge did. I have a pretty good system in here. I do just in general like hate the size of our pantry because it is so small. But really what I wanted to do was get rid of like any old food. We are notorious for buying buns, bread, all of that bakery type product and not using it. Like, if we have like hot dogs, I'll buy a pack of buns and they don't like ever get used again, because like we don't have hot dogs again like that next week, because like I try to mix it up a little bit. Like, it is so bad the amount of like bread items that we throw away. And I cannot figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like we're not realizing it's in there. I mean, we don't have like a bunch of sandwich meat and stuff, so maybe that's the reason no one is ever using the bread to make a sandwich. But like, there are more hot dog buns. Like, it is insane. Like, I need a better system for the pantry, but I think for right now it is working for us like decently right now because of like the size of it. There's not really like much that we like can do, I guess. I did redo the pantry. I think it was about a year ago, so I will have that video linked down below and up in the cards if you are interested. There's my water bottle. Yep, that I don't have room for it in my drawer of cups that are for my coffee. So I put the water bottle in the pantry. That's how much I don't drink water. Like, I'm trying to do better. But we did do a complete like pantry like overhaul. I will have that linked. Like, I did these shelves and all of that kind of stuff. I bought like these little containers. So I will have that linked below if you want to see like what we actually turned the pantry into. Right now we're just doing maintenance stuff. I was also really disappointed with the pumpkin oatmeal. I bought the pumpkin oatmeal like clearly in the fall time. No one liked it. No one ate it. Like, we all like pumpkin, but like even I didn't love the pumpkin oatmeal. If I'm being honest, it was kind of, I wasn't a big fan. So I just went ahead and tossed that. I don't know where any of our local pantries are. I should probably figure that out when I do these clean outs. But that's really the only thing that like I tossed that like wasn't old or expired. So I figured like looking up a whole pantry for like 5 little packets of pumpkin oatmeal probably like wasn't even going to be beneficial. My peppermint tea that I never drink. I mean to drink it at night before I go to bed, and I just don't. I don't, but I went ahead and put it in there because that box is just in the way. I am switching over our coffee syrup. So I had the peppermint out for winter. So I'm going to change it back to the sugar-free caramel. That is the little bottle that you see right there. And then I have been sticking these back on the paper. Now they're not perfect because I am pulling them off and on like the bottles. I will have these linked down below. I did show these in a previous video. If I can find that video, I will link that as well. But I absolutely love these like syrup dispensers. I got them from Amazon, so they will be linked. And the stickers are like separate, I think. I don't know. They might have come with the bottles. But either way, I just pull the sticker off and put like a new one on. And I save that old sticker because I am a creature of habit. So I usually get the same like coffee syrup flavors. It's like a mocha flavor. I got a vanilla, a caramel, and then peppermint for winter. Like I don't use all those other fancy flavors. So I definitely save those labels. So as I switch my flavors up for the season or for my mood, I can go ahead and change those labels easily and I don't have to buy new ones. Ask me how long that these chips right there have been in there. Don't even know. We don't even eat chips. We buy chips like when we have like people over and we do like chips and dip when we have like, you know, inexpensive appetizers and stuff. We don't even really eat chips. I mean, my husband eats Doritos, but that's like the only chips we ever eat in this house. I made such a mess. I was trying to pour the rest of the mashed potatoes in the mashed potato container and it was like all over me. It was all over the floor. Like I don't know what I was doing, but it was a disaster. I have two different kinds of pasta, so I decided to just pour this in a little baggie, and I'm going to put it in the the pasta container, but I didn't want to mix the two different types. So I just thought this would be easy peasy. I didn't have to have that box sitting around, but I also didn't have to mix the different like pastas.
Work is almost over, summer's getting closer. No time to be sober, sunshine on my shoulders. I'm alive and breathing, living my best life. Love is on my mind and it's making me high. I'm staying in this moment, though it's hard sometimes, but I work it out every once in a while. I feel the love, I feel it growing every day. I feel the love.
The worst part about our pantry is the bottom. I need better storage solutions under here. I think one thing that would really help and what I want to do in the future is I want to just put like flat shelves in here. These are actually like shelf toppers that I made. Again, I'll have that video linked that are going over the wire shelves, but the wire shelves have like brackets on them and they definitely get in the way of you putting like storage containers or anything like all the way to the back. So the bottom is always the worst. I just decluttered some doggy diapers that we're not using anymore and tried to make the bottom just look a little bit more manageable. That's also where I have all our insect spray for the upcoming summer. So I don't know if you remember when I said after I cleaned out the fridge that I was gonna wipe all this down. Well, remember what I was wearing in that video. Remember what color. I'm in a completely different getup today because it's not the same day. And that is real life because it got away from me. The day got away from me. So we are though right now. It's literally like the next day. It's not like 17 days later. But we are actually going to wipe off the fridge. If you guys are not new, you know that I absolutely love e-cloths. So if you have not tried e-cloths, I highly recommend. I am still waiting for them to sponsor us. I'm sure that they do not need sponsorships. Let me set you down. Matter of fact, I don't have makeup on today. I literally like woke up early and just started going at it. So this is what we look like. Also real. I really want to like take these handles off because I feel like in there is like gross, but that's not today. Maybe we'll do that in the summer. What was I saying, guys? I don't know. Don't know. Oh, sponsorships, eCloth. Come on. I actually do really love eCloth. So, like, all joking aside, we would love to be sponsored. I would love to be sponsored. I speak for myself. I would love to be sponsored. But all jokes aside, I am really awful at cleaning mirrors and windows. Oh, you see that? Nice catch. I am really terrible at cleaning mirrors and windows. It always looks streaky and awful and terrible. No matter what product I use, no matter how much elbow grease I put into it, it never looks good. So that is the reason that I really love eCloth so much. This is the window cleaning one. I've actually not tried any of the other ones. I've only tried the window cleaning one. I use it for windows, mirrors, my stainless steel. Like, it makes such a difference because I don't get all those like crazy streaks that I would get with like cleaner and like a regular like rag, or I've tried microfiber, I've tried like newspaper, like people back in the day would be like, oh, newspaper, it doesn't leave any streaks, but haven't ever figured out how to clean without streaks besides when I use this. So that is why I'm always like hyping this product up. If you're not new here, you know that like whenever I'm cleaning something like this or I'm doing mirrors or windows, usually mirrors or windows, that I'm like always hyping this product up. And you would think that I'm actually sponsored by them, the way that I talk about them. I'm not. I just, they gives me a nice good clean that I cannot get myself because I am like a toddler trying to clean a window. It's embarrassing, actually. Also, so far it's been a day since these have been in here. So far it's working pretty well. Actually, I like having them here. I think that they're just easier to reach for everybody. And this space has been nice to have. It's only been a day, literally, but I do think it's going to stay like that for a while. My husband was so funny. He was like, didn't we try it like that before and you didn't like it? And I was like, yes. But I think when I tried it, I didn't move the actual shelf and the door wouldn't close. So we never actually had it like that. So far so good though. One day in and it's working. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining. Make sure that you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.